What's up guys, it's Triple M Maximilian back again with another video. Today is the day after my rest day, which means a new week of training has begun, and I'm gonna take you on a full week of my training and eating to show you my goals, what I trained for, and you're gonna use that information to help you structure your own workout program. Now the biggest advice I can give you on how to structure your own calisthenics workout program is to actually write down two specific goals you want to achieve in the short term and in the long term. Writing down these two specific goals is gonna help you focus on what you really want, and it's gonna help you mentally because you're gonna feel like you're progressing faster. So now let me take you on my full week of training and eating after we down this 5-hour energy. Tasty. All right, so before I start any workout, we always have to warm up with the basics because you can't forget about the pull-ups, the muscle-ups, the push-ups, and the dips. So we'll start with about like 2 clean muscle-ups, warm up the entire body, and we bang out some straight bar dips on top, pull-ups for the back, and then push-ups to end it off. Start my workout every single day with this warm-up. 1. Keep it clean. 2. Don't burn yourself out. You just want to get the blood flowing. Everything has to be clean. No matter if it's legs, anything, start with that. You'll be fine for the rest of the workout. So before any strength pushing aspect of the handstand, we're gonna start off with the balance portion to warm up that feeling before we attempt any 90-degree negatives, handstand push-ups, all of that good stuff. There's a lot of factors that go into it. I'm still trying to perfect my handstand. It's not perfect at all. But as long as I get the balance portion of it, try to squeeze the core, and then we can start attempting the pushing movements. For any pushing day, I always start with the most challenging skill, and that's the 90-degree handstand push-up for me. I attempt 4 of these with 3-minute break in between my sets. Basically your max bench press in the calisthenics form. Now that I know my shoulder pushing strength is lacking, I move to an easier variation that targets the press-up for the shoulders, and that's the L-sit kickouts into the handstand press-up. I get enough range of motion in the eccentric part of the movement, which allows strength transfer to the harder movements. So once you move down the strength movements and you see that you can't push up anymore, like I just saw, you're gonna degress to a progression that you feel you're comfortable with. So we're gonna go back to the pike push-ups, but I'm gonna throw away the parallettes and just do it on my hands. Pike push-ups is the best early starting progression towards any handstand pressing movement. Make sure to have your shoulders fully extended and feet elevated. You can move your hands up to make it easier, or you can move them closer to the center line to make the angle of pushing harder. Next up, we have the wall assisted press up to not focus on the balance part but the strength part in general. For the press up, get into perfect handstand position and perform negative handstand push-ups with an isometric hold on the lowest part to get strong in the full movement. Another exercise in my pushing arsenal is a handstand press up without pressing all the way up. Instead, I pulse up and down while keeping the handstand position, since at this point my shoulders are already fatigued and aren't able to perform the full extension, so some range of motion will help here. So after your shoulders are cooked from all those shoulder exercises, you're gonna finish with the basics. If you want real gains, you're gonna add the weight to it. So we're gonna do some weighted push-ups to get that shoulder strength back up. I just started adding weighted calisthenics into my routine, and the addition of this weight is a great way to progressively overload in calisthenics. This specific weight vest is from dmoose.com. Click the link in the description for 10% off. It's a fundamental if you want to progress fast in calisthenics. To kill off this day, we finish with some ab training, and the first set is static L-sit holds to develop our pelvis and entire core area. Then L-sit raises on the P-bars to increase our compression strength. I kill it off with 2 minutes of the 3-pound tank jump rope. So after you get back from your workout, one of my favorite meals to eat is a plain Greek yogurt, non-fat of course. Since it's my first meal, I like to put like 3 tablespoons like that. Then you add the frozen dairies, any berry of your choice, since you need those fruits and the nutrients from it. The next part is the protein, and Weight Tech Pro 24. I'm not really picky with my protein. I just eat whatever has the most. 1 scoop has 24 grams, but we can't find the scoop here, so I'll do about 2 of these. This should be your serving size. Heaping scoop, maybe like 3. So the next layer is going to be the hemp seeds, a great source of protein. I think 2 teaspoons of this has about 10 grams of protein, so level it out. 1. You don't have to be precise with your measurements, just eyeball it. Chia seeds are great for digestion. If you have stomach problems and you can't digest food, have chia seeds in the morning, especially with water, or you can add them to your food. And then we add the final layer of nuts. Great for headaches if you do have them, but also healthy fats if you want to get your energy from them. Not too many nuts, because because they are high in calories, and if you want to stay shredded year round, you don't want to be eating easy calories. And then to top it off with some taste, you know, this is going to be plain. It's going to burn your throat a little bit, so you have some granola. It has some sugar in it, but sometimes you need that sugar so you don't crash. Now you just have to mix it. It is a little bit thick, but once you mix it, it's one of the best muscle building snacks, or I would say a meal, honestly, to eat. I eat this every single day if I do have all these ingredients with me. I think this is the perfect power meal to refuel after a hard workout. And if you do have the ingredients, you definitely should make this meal. So today is the second day of the week, and today we're doing a pull day, and we're focusing on the front lever, the one arm pull up, and the weighted pull up. Now I don't usually eat before my workouts, but I do have a little snack to sustain some energy for the entire day. So we start off with beet that is high in nitric oxide. So we just take a half, peel it, and you just cut it up, and you just chew on the raw beet. It's not very tasty, but what I'm gonna add to it is gonna make it edible. You can take an apple just for the taste, slice it up. This is very low in volume, so you won't feel full at all. And then I also add a 2 or 1 date. Dates are very high in sugar, but they don't spike your blood sugar, so they're very good for sustainable energy throughout the day. And then I just have it mixed like this in a bowl. It's very crunchy and chewy. Add a little bit of that vitamin C. Cut a lemon, juice it. So you know, it is pull day today, and even though we're doing pulling exercises, we're gonna warm up with the whole entire upper body no matter what day it is. Like I said yesterday, for every single day I warm up with this exercise. Activate scapula, do some scapula shrugs since it is back day. First couple of sets after my warm-up consist of front lever progression drop set holds. So the first 2 sets are max front lever holds, dropped into tuck and then into L sit and then a leg raise. The immense tension in this position fires up your neurons, so dropping into an ab exercise and leg raises gives you a full upper body workout that leaves you fatigued all the way to the end. You drop down the front lever progression and repeat, adding more tension, resulting in strength gains and hypertrophy gains. Adding some inverted rows and weighted pull-ups allows all the muscles in the upper body to contract and relax, resulting in muscle growth. After we hit all the aspects, strength, pulling, regular pull-ups, we're gonna finish off with some rope just to get the calves and to burn those extra calories to stay shredded year round. Cuts the shoulders, gets the calves, something for the legs. That's day 2, 2.5 years of training. 3 years coming out. So first meal was at 12, and that was the beets, the apples, and the dates. And I have a lot of energy from that workout. That was about like a 4-hour workout because we're shooting content. You know, it gets long. Usually people ask me how long I work out. 2 hours max, but if there's people there, 4 hours. So today we have some tilapia fish. I would take 2. I would say they're like chicken breast size. These are made with flour and some Parmesan. It's wrapped. It's not fried at all. There's no oil. That right there would be like 40 grams of protein right there. And then we have carbs. Always have carbs on the side with the protein. This is quinoa made with carrots and mushrooms. It looks very fresh. Literally just made today. Not by me though, by my mother. I can't make this. This is too good. Take about like, I just eyeball it. I don't weigh my food. I just eyeball it, see if it looks full on the plate. And then this I thought was more carbs. I thought this was potatoes, but this actually pears sauteed in onions. So this is gonna add robust flavor into this meal, so you're not just eating protein and carbs. You're gonna actually enjoy the meal, which you have to do. You know, you can't be eating clean all the time. You have to add at least something that's tasty. That looks good. And this is probably gonna be sweet. So make sure you have the carbs, the protein, and something to enjoy the meal with. Not a lot, you don't need anything sweet, but something to actually get the food down. We've made it to day 3. And guess what we're training today? Handstands, of course. We're repeating the same day that we did 2 days ago, Monday, but we're gonna do less of the strength stuff because our shoulders are fatigued, and we're gonna work more on the balance part and the mobility part, but we're still gonna do some pushing exercises since the 90-degree handstand push-up is the #1 goal for now. So if you want something, focus on that. Don't go into all of the other categories. Don't try to get all the skills at once because you're not gonna get it and the progress is gonna be slow. We have got pre-workout, and this is gonna change all the workouts because, you know, caffeine helps, it does. It's one of the things we could actually rely on here in this sport. It's not good, it's not the best for your body, but for now, cheers to the first pre-workout scoop of the fall season. I would rate that solid 8.1 on the pre-workout scale. 5-hour energy, I would put it at 8.5. Let's see what the feeling it gives me. After my dose of pre-workout, mobility training is the prerequisite when performing multiple handstand training days in my week.
Opening up my body in all the ranges and motions allows me to continue consistently training. Partner with proper hydration and adequate sleep, you're able to go about your training day by day without worrying about any injuries. After my mobility warm-up, I attempt some easy handstand press-ups on the P-bars, and then I drop to the floor and focus on my flat hand push-ups and V-sits. The change of grip allows me to develop focus, strength, and balance in all the aspects of the handstand and the V-sit. Partner with some handstand straight arm kick-ups makes me aware of my body's position, adding to the compression strength and handstand awareness. Always finish off with some abs to get a strong core, hip, and pelvis.
We've made it to the 4th day of this week's training, and we're repeating the 2nd day, which is the front lever day, but we're gonna focus more on the ab strength for it and the scapular retraction to get that perfect form. I usually warm up with handstands, so let's try a handstand press up here. That's the highest press up I've ever attempted, but let's go.
Next training day that involves the lat and core muscles starts with full front lever raises. This explosive power move builds immense strength in the lat muscles. The full range of motion going up 180 degrees provides your back with the necessary contractions that will allow the body to hold itself in the front lever position for time. I superset this with dragonflies, which also gives a lot of tension on the entire core and stretch in the lats.
So when you're doing these front lever raises, a big thing you have to think about is the way your pelvis is turned. So if it's outwards like this, you're gonna put a lot of strain on your lower back and you're not gonna use most of your lats. So try to turn it in and squeeze the lats, retract, and have this position, and then you raise up. So let's demonstrate it on the bar. It's like this, it's not good. Squeeze it a little bit and then you raise up. And don't lose it when you're going down. Squeeze, keep it here. Use your lats, and then you can break the progression. You don't have to do a full front raise. You can bend the legs, right? Halfway. Squeeze. Raise up. Tuck. First progression. Squeeze up. And think about those little points when doing these full raises.
Sometimes I like trying out new exercises, and today we try to muscle up into a front lever into a muscle up. This wasn't ideal at all because of the lack of tension in the front lever position would not help me in my specific goals, but it was good to practice for the muscle up transition and the explosive power.
So after those 2 ginormous supersets, my lats are absolutely destroyed, so we're gonna focus on the basics again, but with the pull-up perfect form. We'll keep it 6 to 8 rep range, or maybe less, just to get that strength up there. The biggest benefits of the heavyweight jump rope is actually hitting the legs without actually hitting the legs, because you know, if we're focusing on the skills, the front lever, the handstand, heavy legs hinder you, but you don't want super skinny legs, so you do some heavy jump rope, and we'll add up to 100. We superset this high intensity workout with some ab crunches on the P-bars. Up. Make sure even on those P-bar crunches that your pelvis is not turning away. You're keeping it crunched the whole way down. So down and up. And that's the 4th day of my weekly training schedule. So another post-workout meal that does not include yogurt that I always eat is the 3 eggs mixed with some kind of protein. It's usually ham with a side of cheese for the fats and energy, and then a side of carbs. Not too many carbs though. And if you want more protein that's whole foods and not protein powder, you take some sardines, and in 1 can it has at least 25 grams of protein, and you could just eat it like this. It's not the best tasting, but when you mix it with your breakfast, you'll get the most macronutrients you could possibly get from this whole full-sized meal. So that wraps up my full week of training. The day after the front lever day was my calisthenics leg day. So I do legs, but that's a very special video because I'm working out with one of the biggest calisthenics athletes in Brooklyn, physically wise. So I'm gonna post that leg video next week, and the day after that leg day is my rest day, and then I repeat. I have very specific goals on what I want to achieve in the calisthenics world, so structuring my workout program based around those goals is the best way to do it. I always say you can't have everything at once, especially in the early stages of training. So focus on 2 things you really want. Don't focus on what other people do, and just stay in your lane. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids scream.